I promised you guys a little bit of a game show at the beginning of the stream. Now is, I thought since we've been talking a little bit about different mics for different use cases, Brandon just talked about which polar patterns make sense for various use cases also. I thought we would ask the audience, you guys, to help us decide who has the best mic for ASMR. So I've asked the panel to prepare a few sound effects that we'll each take turns presenting to the audience, and then we'll let you guys just vote in the comments which mic picked up the sound best. And also, I will allow for slight mic repositioning if you feel like it will help your cause a little bit. Keyboard typing is one of them, but we're gonna start with paper sounds because that's the first one that I have written down on my lineup. And so I'll go first to demo, and then we'll go in order of video layout, Judy, Brandon, and then Faye. So, paper, tearing. I'm gonna do 2 tears, and then we'll crinkle it, so. All right, Judy, over to you.
Nice.
All right, Brandon.
I feel like I want to do mine slowly. I won't.
Oh, nice. All right, so while the votes are rolling in, I will say I personally like Judy's the best out of the tearing and the crinkling. I don't know if it's because it's condenser and picks up everything a little bit, but I felt the crinkling really delivered a little bit more in Judy's. What about you guys? Which one did you guys think?
I kind of like Eden's. It was like really pops, and where we position the sound, I realized that we have a pop filter. Well, I do. And what about you guys?
I like Judy's, and it's just because of that condenser, that crisp, clean bite. I liked it.
But see, I didn't want to just do this segment for fun. It was also to sort of demonstrate different mics for different use cases, and also Dancing Brave says Faye wins that round. And Lucas says it's a tie between Brandon and Faye. All right, so while the votes are rolling in, the next sound is whispering. So I'll go first. Please shoot for a 5 to 7 second whisper sample. For the first pick of the 2023 NBA draft, the San Antonio Spurs select Victor Wembanyama of the Metropolitans 92 from Le Chesnay, France. All right, Judy?
You are what you eat, so avoid eating nuts.
Subscribe to Dark and Cyrus.
Hey, it's Faye from... I don't know how to whisper. Sorry, I'm practicing. Hi, guys. This is Faye from Face World Media. Thank you so much for being here. That was hard.
I know, actually, as I was like whispering, I was like, it's been such a long time since I've actually whispered that I don't know if I'm doing this right. I just hope the mic picked it up. So if you guys could tell us in the comments whose mic picked up whispering the best, we'd love to know, because apparently we're all a little bit out of practice when it comes to whispering. Scan Matrix says Judy wins that round, I think. So, and Richard, oh, thanks, Richard. We all have good audio. Appreciate you. And then, all right, the last ASMR sound effect that we have prepared is keyboard sounds. I am going to point my mic towards my keyboard a little bit. So, and I'm just going to type some sentences. All right, Judy, over to you.
Sorry.
Thank you for listening.
Brandon? All right, I love the enter at the end. All right, and Faye?
I have a very quiet keyboard. Sorry, guys.
Oh, it's all good. We're doing the best we can. Well, I will also say me and Brandon have mechanical keyboards, so maybe also that helped ours a little bit. But yeah, so let us know who we thought overall. So I know we had a few votes here and there for each individual one, but also now asking for overall for the different sounds that we tested, who had the best overall best mic for various sound effects. All right, so as we let votes trickle in, let's get into some recommendation for use cases. We just talked about all the different types of mics out there, different polar patterns, condenser, dynamic, which use cases for what. Faye, I'll go to you first on this one. If a client comes to you and says, I want to upgrade my entire team to have better sound on video calls, what mic are you recommending for the team upgrade?
Yeah, for the price consideration, I would say I think Audio-Technica or even Yeti. Yeti just looks cool. I know it's not the greatest mic, but it has so many different uses with polar patterns all built in. So those probably going to be the two.
All right, and actually that reminds me, there was a question from Brusco earlier that asked if there was a mic that does both. I think that was in response to polar patterns. So I think we actually recently just put out an audio guide where our in-house writer, Lucas C., who's also chiming in on the votes, and he says, Brandon, you have the best keyboard sound, where he talks about the Blue Yeti and having the different settings that can work for various use cases. So I guess it's good to get a sense check on that. All right, and Judy, if you are doing quick interview hits, say like in the hallway or a conference, you're shooting with your phone, what is your recommended mic setup for you and like a quickly rotating guest?
Oh, okay. I have to say that I will go then for the Rode Wireless Go 2, where you can, what I love about this is the dynamism. I've used that word a couple of times this week, and I need to Google and make sure it's correct. But you can plug the Rode SmartLav into this mic, or it has a mic on top built into it. But what I love is you can buy this €30 adapter then
Nice.
that puts the mic on top, and then you can put your, Brandon, good man. And what I've done is I have blacked out the Rode, sorry Rode, but with just a black marker. And then I go and I buy these flags from Amazon where I can I go back to my glue station, by the way, and I print off with kind of sticky paper the branding of the client that I'm filming for.
Awesome.
I'll put that on the 4 sides, and then I can just stick it in people's faces, and it's a branded mic kind of in their face, and it works really well. And do you know why it works so well though? I think we've all mentioned this today. You can really stick it next to the person's mouth, especially in a conference room or something like that, and pick up that really, really good audio. And then I will do a little bit of fixing it in post then, but I think you're going to talk about that a little bit later as well. Yeah.
Yeah, and I do have some questions rolling in. We are going to get to questions towards the end of the show. Also, am I the only one that doesn't have a Rode Wireless Go? Because I think I saw Brandon show his, and Faye also show hers. Faye, is that what you use when you're doing interviews backstage at Cirque du Soleil?
Yeah, I absolutely love using these. So high quality, but these things are so small. Can we talk about how not to lose these things? I already lost the receiver.
They're actually one thing that I do
back.
want in the audio. Oh, sorry, Brendan. The one thing I do want in the audio thing is that they're just after coming out with a housing for this Faye that you can put the 3 of these into, and they'll charge within their casing. So then, because my current housing for these is a bag that says Rode Wireless Go, and all of the different stuff goes in there, but it's the only way I can keep my kits organized.
So crazy. When I bought this a few years ago, this is literally the little pouch with a Velcro. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're it's like $50 for a box that you can stick them in, and it charges one thing at a time. They're great. Yeah, wireless Go's are great, but the other part that's why it's so good, you can stick this up, but on the wireless Go 2, you can do a safety channel. So even if they scream into the mic and you can set it up, there's another channel that will record 20 decibels lower. So you'd be like, oh, okay, scream into the mic, that's fine. I got you though. That's fine. That's why it's so
Nice.
good.
Victor says all the cool kids have Rode Wireless Goes, and that's plus him. So I actually think that might be my next mic purchase because I think I'll be doing some content on the go and at conferences coming up the rest of this year. And you guys have just talked me into this, I think. All right, Brandon. So someone wants to get started with game streaming. What are you recommending for their mic setup?
I think it has to come down to price. But I always want to recommend a USB mic to start because it's so easy to plug in. You can always upgrade it. This K688 microphone is like $80. XLR USB, mute button on the top. It looks like a Shure SM7B, which is what everyone wants in the streaming space. But I've made probably 4 or 5 videos where I defend that this sounds almost as good as this microphone on XLR and close to it on USB because it's that good. So for $70, you can get a $400 plus a interface sound. It's a no-brainer.
Nice. Yeah. Y'all really have to check out Brandon's mic reviews. He does a really good job just like sound testing, and anyone that is doing mic shopping, check Brandon's channel first. And best overall mic was Brandon's also. So sounds like Victor also says all around win. He'll say Brandon, it sounds like you are winning the ASMR competition.